All right, folks, pitching AC88, we are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. Wait a minute, no, that's Ace's opening. That's not my opening. Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Patreon-sponsored review time again, and... Okay, seriously, that's not my opening. What's going on here? What's up, my NSAVs? No, that's Elijah's opening. What is going on here? No, seriously, what's going on? What it is, guys, it's boy Blasphemous HD, and today we are trying to not to laugh. No, that's someone else's. What is going on? You done fucked it up. No, wait, this is a good review, and that was Joe's. What the fuck is happening here? Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Craig. I remember it, so you don't have to. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, GamerK. We are finally in the new year. 2026 is here, ladies and gentlemen. And as much as I love 2025, I'm hoping better things happening in this year. Great things are going to happen in the Game Hub. I got a couple of brand new videos coming up. Maybe some old reviews that I have not gotten to. But for those of you wondering what the hell just happened at this beginning, I wanted to start off because through many years I've been watching YouTube and doing YouTube. I've been given the opportunity to find some of the coolest reactors, content creators, reviewers, gameplay people that I've ever dealt with. So I wanted to kind of do something fun and basically do the intros of some of the amazing people that I follow and love on YouTube and their content. So I'm not taking their content or anything. I am just showing an homage and appreciation for all of you guys. If a lot of you ever see this video, you guys have molded me into a better YouTuber. But that's not why we're here today. We are here to I almost mumbled my words. To go over a game that happened late last year. Okay, I'm going to be honest. When I first saw the trailer for this game, I immediately disliked it. And that happens a lot with me, and E especially. For example, when we saw Transformers 1, the trailer was, we thought it was kind of bad, and it wasn't going to be great. But then we actually went to go saw it. And I'm one to love when I'm proven wrong when it comes to movies, shows, or games. I don't mind being proven wrong most of the time. But the minute I saw the trailer for this game, I'm like, okay, this game screams Diet Telltale with the animation, somewhat of the choices, and a lot of the same voice actors I hear. So I'm like, okay. So, but you know what? I'm one to giving a fair shake. So I watched someone play the first episode of this game, and I was intrigued. So I downloaded the game a couple weeks later. I was kind of busy at the time, so I downloaded it. And good fuck am I happy to be wrong. The game, you guys are probably noticing what I'm talking about. From Haddock Studios, in collaboration with Critical Role, we have the heavily charged, amazing game, Dispatch. How this game almost went right under my radar. And as a lover for unique and odd and not AAA big budget games, I'm like, you know what? It's old, and when I found out it was old Telltale devs creating this game and building it up into something their own and anew, I had to give it a fair shake, because that's what I do. If a game is told it's bad or good, it's up to my discretion to see which spectrum I want. Is it good, bad, or god-awful? And I am so happy that I listened to some of the critics. Dispatch, what I'm going to be calling, this game deserved almost every award that went on to the Game Awards, but Clara Obscura got it? No. I never even played that game, but at the same time, for being a late entry in the year, this game has me by the throat. Literally, every episode. You know what? I'm overstating. Let's get to the fucking review. Okay, first thing that I want to say is that this game brings back the feel of Telltale for me, because I love episodic games. It gives you something to look forward to. And yeah, I know not a lot of games are doing episodic stuff anymore, but the fact that they went with this and finding out that people said that this game won't do well and that they shouldn't do it, and doing episodic stuff was going to be risky, but at the same time, it gave a sense of urgency to play the next episode immediately. But I love that these fuckers, and I mean that in the good way, at Haddock Studios, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, decided to do 2 episodes a week of release. I applaud you guys. I applaud you all, because it was the right choice. It was the right choice. It gave players a sense of wonder and excitement, like watching a brand new show on TV. Like in the old days, like when my dad loved Adam West Batman, he couldn't wait to see what the next story was going to be or how Batman was going to get out of the situation. It had that nostalgic feel. And for being a superhero game inspired, it hits every freaking note, from secret identity issues to dealing with your rivals or enemies and making alliances with people and learning to be a team player. This game just oozes that charm, and the humor is so fucking good. I didn't watch, okay, aside from the first episode, I didn't watch anything. So all the surprises, all the jokes, all the amazing moments, all the unique situations, I felt like I was on the clock making an important move. I haven't felt that good in decades. Literally, actually, yeah, a decade. So that's one good thing about this game, is that it keeps you in suspense. Also, the animation has that kind of new school Saturday morning cartoon feel to it, but in a good way, with the amazing, like, the graphics aren't 3D. I mean, they are, but they're not blocky 3D. They're more flat 3D, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm making sense when I'm trying to describe it, but it feels like a comic book. It feels like a graphic, whereas old Telltale was more graphic novel look. This screams comic book feel. Okay, I know those are kind of the same things, but it feels more cartoony than anything else, and I love that. And the character designs are perfect. Even if you just look at the character designs alone. If you just look a screenshot of the characters. Here, I'll do it right now. Everyone looks so unique and so important that you want to know about them. And that's what each character got from me. From the main cast to the side characters to the villains to even someone who you didn't think was going to be important. Yeah, a lot of us can say who that is. And yeah, but the designs are so unique of the characters that you want to know about them. And what's great about this is that you don't know these characters, you don't know them from anything, so we're discovering something new about each character. And it's given to us in great ways, in the cutscenes, in the way we decide our dialogue. Some backstory is told through us throughout the game, but it doesn't feel like it's an exposition dump on every single character. Some parts of characters we find out by talking with them. Some of them we kind of get from them talking to us while they're doing the field work sections. And I'll get to that gameplay in a bit. But I'm talking so much about the dialogue and the interactions between these characters, like you can kind of see which characters have a bond and which ones get along well as versus some who don't. And like I said, the humor in this game is great. The comments are funny. The insults are hysterical. Everything in this game just feels like it's a show. The writing, it's not cut and paste of every other superhero movie or game ever created. It has its own life. And that's something I look for in a new game. Yeah, I want to play games about Spider-Man, Batman, or characters I know before because I don't need to know any new information, but just experiencing a new game with brand new characters that I actually give a fuck about. God damn it. Whew. Anyway, I've gone overboard about the dialogue and all that stuff, but the game just has this feel of an actual good superhero genre. A classic search for revenge story, while at the same time it being a new life kind of story of this character who knew one thing, but now he's branching out into something else and helping former villains who are trying to redeem themselves in the Phoenix program with the superhero dispatch unit. And I swear to God, yeah, I laughed at his name, Robert Robertson. Like, could you have named him could you have come up with any whiter sounding name? I'm sorry, but that is so comical, and I love it. And all the characters in this game, like there are some I don't like as much as others, but never is there a character I hate, which is shocking because at good times I can really find characters I hate so much, but I don't. And being introduced to each character gives this game an absolute atmosphere all of its own. And yeah, you can kind of see, like, some characters kind of have a similar feel to other characters, but it goes right out the window when you actually see them and have conversations with them. It's fun. It's fun. That's all I gotta say about that aspect. Each character has their own role. They don't fall into stereotypes. They don't fall into fucking... Okay, one character does have a stereotype, but it's played in a good way, and I love it. And that character is Blonde Blazer. She's this kind of Supergirl, Wonder Woman, perfect character, but she's got flaws of her own once we discover more about her, and I love that. No character should be absolutely perfect. Kind of like when Stan Lee was developing Spider-Man, he gave him real-life problems because kids needed something to relate to. You know, having a superhero identity while hiding it from your aunt and your uncle, trying to be with your friends and your girlfriend, but you gotta save the city all the time. It just works. Giving these characters a lot of personality that isn't just tropes of certain characters. I mean, yeah, some of them have them every now and then, but they fucking throw it out the rest of the time, and the characters develop with you, and you see them grow, and you see their personalities during gameplay and everything else. Either one of them is hilarious and the other one's a jackass. The other one is not so smart to the one who's actually smart. One who's a fuck up. One's a perfectionist. Every character trope you think these characters would have, I mean, some of them are, but at the same time, they're their own thing. And that's what I can't stop talking about characters. They're so well designed. They're so well crafted and fun. I gotta stop talking about the characters and get on to the other parts. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I've talked about how great... I mean, I haven't mentioned a lot of the characters because if I took time to discuss every single character, I'd be here fucking forever. But the gameplay, much like a lot of those choice-making games, your dialogue will affect certain situations, and in each episode, there are those big, important things that will direct your certain situation, depending on who you get rid of, who you keep, and who you decide to romance. And the romance options, I will say this, both of them fit. Or the game goes in another direction and gives you the option to not romance everybody, and you get a trophy for it, which I do like. I love how this is a game where the love interest aspect isn't as kind of obvious right off the get-go. For example, like with Life is Strange True Colors, I love Steph. I loved her since Before the Storm. So every chance I get, I romance her because her and Alex have more chemistry, more than Ryan and Alex. And no, it's not just because of that. It's because I feel the chemistry between them fits more than that. Same, but with this game, both options are great. There is no right or wrong answer. You either get Blonde Blazer, who is a great character, who brings you into the Phoenix program to help you out so you can get your suit fixed after the whole episode 1 fiasco, or you get Invisigal, who, okay, at first, okay, I liked her right from the get-go. We met her. Like, she's cute, she's sassy, she's an ex-villain, she's got fucking ADHD, which, again, I kind of love. She's got all her comments are funny as hell. And yeah, okay. The game threw me a curveball with the beginning of episode 4, because I was so worried someone was gonna come downstairs and see that on the TV. I'm like, it's not what it looks like. I swear to God. Also, but I do love that they keep a mature tone of this game. The game may be about superheroes and cartoony kind of style, but it's mature to the max. And I fucking love how this game allows you to censor the game if you need to. So they get rid of the swearing and they replace it with bleeps, which I think is hilarious. And you can also censor the nudity shit, which, if I'm thinking about it, is only in like 3 episodes a good majority of the time. And hot damn, like what they do. And also episode 1. Oh my God. For people who are playing this game for the first time, you are in for a big shock, kind of. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, the love interest part's not the big important part of the story, but it definitely adds a bit to Robert's getting comfortable around people and everything. It works. And it doesn't just thrust you into a big fucking mess. And I'm okay with that, because as fun as those sections are, just to have cute, really actual cute romance, dating moments works. It works for this. Do I wish we got episodes where they push the boundaries on it a little bit more? Yes, I do wish that. But at the same time, what they gave us was good. It's like there's a phrase, there's an analogy I really love. A game like this is like a candy bar. You want the customers, once they take a bite out of that candy bar, they have to crave that candy bar. And Dispatch gave me that in spades. It gave me a candy bar, and I want to buy it for the rest of my life now, because this game is perfect. Oh my God. Okay, I've talked about a lot of stuff now. I've talked about a lot of the character developments. I talked about the humor somewhat. And now I gotta talk about the gameplay. The gameplay in Dispatch is something I did not expect. it's a kind of almost a simulator kind of situation where you dispatch members of your team to regular things, jobs during each episode, and you do about 2 shifts each episode, except for the first one where you just do the tutorial where it's impossible to fail. Okay, I'm gonna lie. If you're new to this, you're obviously not gonna do that great because you gotta learn with the character skill tree set and work your way with that. It's pretty unique. I'm not going to lie. I've never seen anything like this. Each character will have their own strengths and weaknesses with regards to their skill tree. And figuring out by kind of reading the hints on each job of who to send and who not to send. And during each shift, if you do better jobs, your characters will level up and you can select which skill set you want them to improve on. And the more you do that, the better future jobs will be. But again, you'll have to plan ahead, and there can be multiple outcomes depending on which heroes you send this time or that time. And some of them will require a certain hero in order to make the job better, finish better. And I love that some of the characters have their own unique special abilities that you can unlock at certain points in the game by sending them to extra training. For example, Flambe can learn to fly, punch up. Once he gets knocked down, he gets an extra boost. Invisigirl, when she's sent solo, she's faster getting to her job and faster doing the job. Golem can duplicate himself if he's sent alone and there's an extra box open. Mirage can create a hologram of another character next to her in order to boost up the progression. And again, each one has their own unique abilities that are unlockable once you do a certain thing. So if you need certain instructions for that, I would look it up online. Or you can discover it as you play the game. It's easier that way to get a guide, but it's more fun to figure them out for yourself. And again, each weird fucking scenarios are great. Either you help a mascot needs someone to fight, so you send some heroes, or breaking up an underground fight club, or fighting the villain's henchmen, or fighting a kaiju that comes onto the beach, or helping a school talent show, or helping a millionaire with a shady deal. And one thing that I love about the gameplay aesthetic here is, you know that scene in Deadpool 2 when it's Domino and Deadpool is basically talking that luck isn't a superpower and it's not very cinematic, but we are seeing in Domino's scene of how her luck is shown to be cinematic while Deadpool's talking, and he doesn't know it. It gives that kind of vibe. Like, we're sending these heroes, these ex-villains out to situations. We don't get to see what the fuck's happening. We just have to leave it up to our imaginations. And that is honestly one of the better choices that they've made for making this game. You don't always have to see the action, just the idea of what's going on. It's kind of like reading a book, where your imagination has to create the scene that you're reading instead of like a show where it's shown to you. And I like both versions of media. But for this game, having to animate every single scenario they came up with would take a lot of time and effort for a small studio like this. So definitely the imagination portion, instead of showing us everything, definitely works for this situation. And considering we're behind the desk at a dispatch office, it's like if they did it. It's like if 911 did an episode where it's just at the office and we only hear what's going on, we don't get to see it at all, that's something that would be cool. It's like that. We are like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. And again, one thing I really do love about this game, during that gameplay section, is depending on who you send, the graph will show what is needed to succeed in the objective versus what your heroes have. For example, if it requires this portion to be higher, but your character's goals go this way, you're going to have a harder time doing it. And a bouncing ball will go in between. And if it goes in between the entirety of the success marker, and if it goes anywhere where your character's is in correlation to the mission, then you succeed. And it shows you what percentage you fucking get. So I thought it's kind of luck-based, but at the same time, it just proves you gotta think smart. You can't just send whoever you want and expect it to work. Now, one thing that I had to write down a lot of is the voice cast that they got for this game. Being former Telltale devs, I was so sure they were getting a few people from Telltale, but they got even more than that. Our main hero is voiced by the one and only Aaron Paul.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Yes!
Yeah, that Aaron Paul. And his voice works for Robert. It works. And we have some alumni that I love near and dear to my heart. We got Erin Yvette, who's played so many other great characters that I love. She's voiced Sasha from Tales from the Borderlands. She's voiced Snow White from goddamn Wolf Among Us. I'm still waiting, by the way. I'm not going to bring it up. We have the immense Laura Bailey playing Invisigirl. Fun fact, for people who do not know, her and Aaron were supposed to be playing the opposite character, but last minute they decided to switch. And for the love of God, Laura Bailey, can you stop playing characters who are fucking hot? I mean, Lust, Telltale Catwoman, Sarah Farron, I'm sorry. You voice so many hot characters, it's starting to become a repertoire for you. And now because of this game, I'm pretty sure there's been so much Invisigal Dispatch artwork all over the place that I'm going to have to look for a good one from conventions this year. So thank you for putting a personal goal for myself that I'm most likely going to regret. We also have okay. Before I get on to the rest of them, I just want to say one thing to the developers of this game. I'm going to say this as politely as I can try to. Episode 6, fuck you guys for what you did to a lot of the fan bases. I haven't seen jaws drop that hard and people almost rage quit over the ending of an episode in so many years. Not since Joel died in Last of Us 2 were people that pissed. But thankfully, I'm not spoiling anything, but you guys redeemed yourselves and you didn't make people freaking rage quit for once. Although the characters kind of rage quit a little bit. But you guys had me in tears for that one specific moment. And I love you guys, Haddock Studios. I love you guys for creating these amazing characters that I actually gave a damn about. Speaking of which, we have another alumni. Well, alumni not for me. We have Jeffrey Wright, who was the smart guy in Hunger Games. And the guy's got a great voice. He needs to do more voice work, because I loved him in Casino Royale. Okay, yeah, I did like him in Hunger Games. I don't like Hunger Games, but he was great. We got... Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing some of these names right. Alana Pierce, who voices Malevola. An amazing Aussie. I hope... Okay, is she an Aussie, or is she or is she a Kiwi? Because sometimes I have a hard time figuring that out, the difference. Wait, seriously, this is the name? Okay. We also got voicing Mirage, Thought Squad. I got no jokes for that. And one of my favorite character in this game, other than Invisigal, is voiced by a man named Charlie White. Wait a minute, who? Wait, that Charlie White?
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
This guy? Seriously? Well, I'll be damned. Dude, every time I see your video in a ranking video, I laugh my ass off, but you do a good job. Then we got Lance Kanstopoulos as Flambe? Are you Greek? I will admit, you play a great character. I'm not going to lie. And we also have Then we got Joe Harver, Tanoia Reed, Mayana Burin, Gravi. Yang Gravi. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing a lot of the names. I apologize. I'm not so good with it. Unless I hear how it's said, then I can't. And we have Critical Role alumni. And just like Aaron and Laura, they are freaking alumni to me. The incapable amazingness that is Travis Willingham. God damn it, every time this guy opens his mouth for a role, I swear to God, 50 people in the world lose their mind with sheer awesomeness. It's just like Poe from Kung Fu Panda said, awesomeness alone is enough to blind people. And that is what Travis Willingham's voice is. And we have... oh my God. Okay, dude was playing one of the greatest fantasy Nintendo villains a couple years ago. Not enough for you? Huh, Matt? The Dungeon Master, the Lord of Geekdom himself, Matthew Mercer, also is in this amazing game. And God damn it, Matt, you can't do wrong. You can do no wrong. But did you not get enough of the evil feeling of being Ganondorf? You had to be a villain here too? Really? Well, I will say this. You gave me quite a bit of a laugh and a big fight with this villain. I love it. 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 Also, the cast alone in this game should have gotten a game award for most innovative, most amazing, most incredible cast, because everyone did their job. Every character felt important, and they were. And when you give a great character a perfect voice, like, here's the thing. If you could give this game to someone who knows nothing about voice actors, I could fucking give this game to E. Because when it comes to knowing the actors and everything, he's not that great. He's admitted that. But if I gave this game to him and told him to play it and then asked him, what did he think of each character, the design and the voice, I would ask him to rate of how the voice matches the character. And I'm pretty sure he would agree that every single one of them fits. Because you ever seen a character model and then the voice doesn't really match? It's kind of like that Yu-Gi-Oh! GX episode where Mad Dog, this big buff-looking underground duelist, has the voice of a squeaky voice Mike Tyson. Yeah, I know they did that for comical reasons, but it doesn't match. Each voice in this game fucking matches, and that is something that a lot of games try to get done perfectly, and especially a game like this, it works. It works to a T, and I am mad that it works so well, because you know what? The cast is brilliant. Animation's brilliant. The jokes are brilliant. The gameplay's brilliant. One thing I didn't add about the gameplay is that you can also choose to turn off the cinematic QTEs. I did not, because I wanted to see what would happen. And honestly, half the time, it doesn't really make a difference. It's like the QTEs were thrown in there for fun, just to keep people engaged so they don't put the controller down. I like it. And some of them are actually pretty good. Also, in a couple sections, there are these cool hacking puzzles where you actually got to pay attention and actually do some grunt work with it. And I do love it. I love hacking mini games. And this one, up there with some of my favorites. They're great. And, okay, I'm not saying I want more of them in the next game, but I would like them either less or improved upon, if they can. Speaking of which, because of the success of this game, they were going to leave it here, guys. But once again, proof that a game only needs to be fun, creative, original, and intriguing, and not be loaded with high graphics, quadruple A game promises, microtransactions, pay to play, pay to win mechanics. A game needs to be fun, not bilking you out of your wallets. Like so many games of last year, and I'm pretty sure Angry Joe's going to be talking a lot about that in the next couple of weeks for his future lists. But I'm telling you, a game I would rather buy 30 copies of Dispatch and give them to all my friends than I will ever pay for one copy of a quadruple A game that has terrible gameplay, terrible story, and microtransactions. I mean, yeah, I played some games that have microtransactions, but I never used the microtransactions because I'm not for that. I'm for the game and the story. I'm not there to spend more money than necessary. And to mention that this fucking game is literally practically $30? All of this amazingness. The story, the gameplay, the unique gameplay that it takes a while to get used to, but once you master it, it's fun as hell. It's enjoyable. The cast is a God-given cast. Amazing character designs, great story that really keeps you engaged, makes you laugh, makes you mad, makes you cry, makes you happy. And I'm not just saying that because of the couple nude scenes of Invisigirl. I mentioned it before, of the particular scenes, but good God, all of this for $30? And you didn't have to pay for each episode that came out. How about that? A game that gives you everything right from the get-go, but you do have to wait for them to install the new episodes. Like I said, I made a joke that this game is Diet Telltale, But no, I was stupid and wrong. This is revived of that. From previous devs and execs, well, not execs, probably just devs and stars. It's risen out of the ashes of what gaming was for me almost 10 years ago in 2013, right after high school. I loved The Wolf Among Us, Batman Telltale, Tales from the Borderlands, Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale. I miss that kind of gameplay. And this game brought that back. It brought the enjoyment of the story over bilking players out of their wallets. This is what gaming is and what it can be again if many gamers stop giving in to the promises of quadruple A game majesty and high-end graphics and just gives us a good structured story. This is another example of me. I would rather stay home and eat cheap ramen or cheap food that tasted great over going to an expensive dinner where afterwards I come home and I eat some chips because I wasn't full. And all they did was just bilk me for entering the frickin' restaurant. This game, Dispatch, Haddock Studios, is an example of quality over quantity. And that is something that I haven't seen in a new game in years. And I haven't been reviewing that long. This year will be my 8th year doing the Game Hub. And yeah, I didn't start off as a great reviewer. I'm not a professional in any sense, but like non-professionals, like the ones I loved and have been watching for the past over 15 years, I've learned that being a gamer and a critic doesn't mean you're an expert. But from what I've seen, it is, if you have not played Dispatch, it's criminal that you have not. I say go online, and it's this month, it's coming out for Nintendo Switch. So if you have a PC, PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, what have you, go purchase Dispatch. For $30? Are you kidding me? It is a game that deserves its place in your library if you are an actual gamer and you're not just someone who's looking to spend your money on exorbitant amounts of skins. Although I will admit, if you pay a little extra, you will get the deluxe edition that has artwork and the comic. I didn't get that because I'm not for that, but if that suits your fancy, it's not that expensive. And you won't have to pay for everything later on. Oh my God, what do I have to... Yeah, I've pretty much gone over everything I can in this. And the fact that after they were going to leave it here, like I said, but after the success of this game, within the first 2 months, they are sitting at the drawing table thinking of season 2. And I can't wait for that. I kind of want a date night scene with Invisigirl because I did pick her. She's my fave. And if we do get more scenes like that we got, God damn it, let it be tasteful, please. Please. So everything from cast to direction, to gameplay, to style, to graphics, to message, to the story, to the great character interactions, this game hits everything that a game should do. And I can't talk anymore about it. I can't build it up anymore because I don't need to. This game does it on its own. GamerK's final verdict for Dispatch is starting off the year right and what it should be getting for future reviewers. It is a 10 out of 10, and I don't care what anyone else says. This game does everything right. And from a small studio that has produced a product that is this high quality and high end, what bigger companies are literally stumbling to try to make, this game is a marvel in and of itself. And if Stan Lee himself could have seen this game get created, he would have given his Excelsior. He would have given it a stamp of approval, because this is what a superhero game is, on the same levels as Batman Arkham and the Marvel Spider-Man games, and also Shattered Dimensions. It is on par with what Marvel and DC did a while ago, but it's on its own, and that is something that makes me so goddamn excited. It makes me so excited that a game like this has been made. And it gives me high hope for the future. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoy my crazy rants again for the new year. But this game deserved a lot of my critiques. It deserved a lot of praise. So, until next time, the arcade is closed. Wait a minute. That's quarter, guys. And exit. Okay, seriously, I'm done with this. In, ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, subscribe down below, and join me next time where I'm continuing this amazing list for the new year, for the beginning of the new year, as it's my first top 13 of the year, and we are heading back to Korea, where I get to review some more antics from the 4077th. Wrong Canadian outro. This is GamerK, logging out.